Hey guys, welcome back to Ippo Index Hamburgers and Fries, home of the Sendo Smash Burger. Spoiler warning to all the anime-only watchers, and happy anniversary to the manga readers, because as of May 17th, 2022, it has now been 4 years since Makinoche retired, making this the longest training arc in all of existence. But make no mistake, the sun will rise again. See, throughout retirement, we have been constantly reminded in different ways that Makinoche is becoming a monster. He is the metaphorical blade that has been slowly sharpened and polished and kept in its sheath, and it looks like we are finally about to get the perspective of how sharp that blade is, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's happening.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm.
Ippo is going to spar with Volg for the second time, and this is so hype. When we look at the parallels, it's like an inversion of the first time. See, back then, Volg was retired and Ippo was the Japanese champion. Instead, now, Ippo is retired and Volg is the world champion of a higher weight class. So the stakes are much higher, and obviously both fighters have progressed significantly since then. Now, fun fact, round 475, when they first sparred, was released in March of 2000, meaning it's been 22 years in real time. Now, to put that in perspective, the first episode of One Piece aired 5 months earlier in October of 1999, and at the time of this recording, there have been 1,018 episodes, so, it's been a while. So I want to speculate on what's going to happen now that the boys are finally back in Mexico. Now, speaking of Mexico, one thing I really appreciate is the attention to detail that George Morikawa Sensei puts into every one of these panels, using real locations, just bringing the art to life. The sign that we've seen in Mexico a few times actually looks like that. He did the same thing with Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Now, I'm happy that they're finally fleshing out Wally as a character. Him wanting to become a zoologist and stop global warming was surprising, but then him not knowing what CO2 emissions were was pretty funny. I'm really looking forward to seeing how much he's grown in the ring, because outside of the ring, we know he's agile enough to jump over a moving car. I mean, seeing Ippo literally in tears thinking that they killed someone was priceless. The thing that I was really looking most forward to was the reunion between Ippo, Volg, and Sendo. Then adding Wally to the mix has just been non-stop comedy gold. I mean, Wally hanging out on Ippo's shoulders, Sendo fisting Wally was crazy. I will say, I think that is the only time that Sendo will touch him. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to get KO'd, but if what we're seeing at the end of round 1382 is a smash, then I think it's going to get countered. Because see, what Sendo doesn't know is that Wally is also a smash user. Let me remind you of the arsenal of weapons that Wally had when he fought Ippo and he could barely put up a fighting stance. He had the speed and footwork on par with Miyata, flicker jabs that were sharp and accurate as Mashiba. He even had the core strength and flexibility of Brian Hawk. And now the time has passed, I think we're going to see Wally on another level. And I am most certain that he took one of Takemura's most prominent abilities. Let me know what you think that is in the comment section down below. Oh, and hey, and if you like content like this and you want to see more of it, make Sendo proud. Give that like and subscribe button a smash. Now, the one thing I hope that Ippo goes into this spar with is the lesson that we learned from round 1264. The person who controls the left controls the world. Now, in that chapter, Ippo admits to one of his biggest flaws is that he forgot about the jab and he relied too much on the Damsey roll. Now, if you forget about the jab, then you're forgetting about the foundation of boxing itself. See, jabs are the bubblegum shrimp of boxing. It's a simple punch with countless variations. Jabs to measure the distance, to stop the movement, to keep an opponent away, jabs to distract, to establish rhythm, to pile up damage. It can be used from far away or up close. It can be a spear, sword, or an axe. If you master using this blade, then you can decide the entirety of the match. And I think we're going to see that. And maybe, hopefully, a glimpse into the new perfected Damsey roll. I mean, if Volg uses the White Fang, do you think Ippo would be able to block it? I mean, he knows his moveset, he knows the setup, so I could see it happening. The one thing I don't see happening is Ippo attacking Volg with malicious intent, because they are legit friends after all. I could see him maybe, once he takes off those weights, not having the control of his power output, and then unintentionally downing Volg, which would bring this whole thing full circle. And then maybe word gets around town to a certain mustached individual, and then he'll want to spar with Ippo. I mean, it's a long shot, but I'm still going to shoot for it, because we all know how epic that would be. And you know who else would lose their mind if that happened? Kumi. I mean, I could see there being a cover art page of her reading a newspaper and having a full-on heart attack hearing about Ippo sparring. That would just be amazing. Make it happen, Morikawa. Now, back in round 12-16, we found out that Coach Kamigawa had been inside the hospital, and maybe that's what Volg Sensei is referring to in the most recent chapter. How did you guys interpret the scene? It feels like it cuts both ways, hinting that maybe Kamigawa could be sick, but also hinting that maybe he wants their boys to fight in the future. I mean, Kamigawa did introduce Volg to him, so I think that we could potentially see Volg versus Ippo on the world stage in the future. I mean, it's already been hinted that we're going to see Ippo versus Sendo Part 3. At this point, I'm really excited about Ippo returning to the ring, but I think that we're still a little far away from that. I mean, the big question isn't when he's going to return. It's going to be why will he return? He needs a reason, a motivation. We know that Ricardo Martinez is the end game. The thing that I'm excited about is going to be the road to getting there. All the people he's got to beat up on the way. Manga readers are eating right now, and these two spars are the best appetizers on the menu before that mustache main course. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen in the comment section down below. I got the Mashiba versus Garcia review coming up. Look forward to that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.